Everyone has a story. Share your story with true story, oh. Cause no matter what you're going through, it's not the end. Behind the glory, there is a story.
Welcome to another edition of True Story with Blessing Mnyim. This edition is aimed at reaching out to the less privileged and is tagged Time Out with the Less Privileged. The aim and purpose of our visitation to this orphanage home, Gidam Bege, is to interact, spend time with the kids, and discover hidden talents and potentials. Believe it or not, there's a lot going on in this place, and I'm sure you'll be wow after this edition is over with. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, because the train is about to start. This edition promises to be inspiring, educative, and entertaining. So stay with us. I tell you, stay with us, because the train is just about to start.
Everyone has a story. Share your story with true story, oh. Cause no matter what you're going through, it's not the end. Behind the glory, there is a story, so get up and shine. Cause you're the next big story.
Welcome to the first episode on Time Out with the Less Privileged. And today, to answer some few questions from me, is the manager of this incredible orphanage home, Gidam Bege. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can you please tell us about yourself?
All right. My name is Pastor Theophilus J. Suleiman. I am fortunate to be the father and the coordinator of this home. The name, just as you earlier said, Gidam Bege Orphanage Home. But the broader name is City Ministries of EMS of Ekwa. But the ministry started with the name Gidam Bege, so we are famously known with that name. So that's why we prefer using Gidam Bege rather than City Ministries of EMS of Ekwa. Yeah.
So for how long, sir, have you been working here?
Yes, I have been working here for about 4 years. First, I was here 2017 till early last year, January 7th, 2019, I was transferred to start another orphanage in Karu, to be precise, in Karu, Nasarawa State. And as God will have it, early this year, when the former coordinator of this home resigned, and I'm asked to come back again to continue from where he stopped.
Wow.
So yeah.
Thank you very much for letting God use you. Take care of these wonderful children.
Thank you.
So what has your experience been so far?
Yeah, the experience are just enormous. I really, if I'm to start counting them, there are just too many. But then some of the few ones I would like to mention is this one. Not every child you see on the streets not every child you see on the street that you think doesn't have hope, really don't have hope. Every child you see on the street today, only God decides what he will become tomorrow.
Everybody is somebody.
Everybody is somebody. You never can tell what they will become. Let me just give you an instance. One of our boys recently graduated from the Federal University of Agriculture in Akodi.
Wow.
With a first-class degree
Wow.
in zoology. And currently he's serving with us. We have a couple of secondary schools in our head office in Jos. So he's now he now teaches in secondary school. He takes mathematics.
Wow.
Yes. And aside that, we also have another boy who also is now a good producer. He finished from NTA College Jos. My name is Manuel Audi. He's also doing very well. He's into photography and video recording. So, and a couple of them actually that the Lord has proven to us that our investment is not in vain. And not every child you see on the street cannot become anybody. God can send choose anyone to make him what he wants to be. All he needs is just a little assistance and time and care, and that's all. Yeah.
So you're like a father. You stated earlier that you are like an elder brother to them.
Yeah.
A father
yeah.
also.
Yeah, actually, I'm a father. Whenever I go out there to talk about them, I really call them my children.
Wow.
Because that's how I see them. Personally, I have 2 kids.
Wow.
My biological kids. I have a daughter and a son. The son is just about 4 months old. But then, if you ask them, they'll tell you, I treat them exactly the way I treat my own biological children. Reason is because I used to tell them, I don't feel any indifferent with them. Though I'm not from this state, I'm from Kaduna State, but then I have this kind of love for all of them. And that is one of the reasons why I love doing what I'm doing. Like when I graduated from seminary, most of my friends are doing very well. Like when I mean very well, I doing like based on human rating, they're doing very well. But then A couple of them will call me and say, Chief, why are you in that? Get them the gig. How much are you earning? And stuff like that. We will meet in conferences. They will look at me and say, no. I say, no. One thing I love that makes me stay here is the fact that I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Wow.
There is so much joy, and I don't see anything that I can substitute it for.
Wow.
So that's why I just choose to be here. Yeah.
That means it's not difficult to be a father and a coordinator to this.
Yeah. No. It's not at all. It's not at all. In fact, I'm always open. Let me shock you. I am always the last person to sleep in this house and the first person to wake up. Yes, because I have to make sure that all of them are asleep and sleeping well. So I'll go to bed, then wake up early in the morning, get them ready for devotions and stuff like that. Then the day goes on.
They are really lucky. And your kids are also very lucky.
It's an honor for me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about those people, we've had different cases of people living with their non-biological children and they mistreat them. What do you have to say to those kind of people? For me, I think it's just that they don't really understand what God has bestowed in their care. Like if you check the Psalms, have several times mentioned that children are gifts from God and a heritage to Him. And for me, to you who is having someone staying with you, especially a child who lost either both parents or is less privileged, I think it's an avenue for you to tap God's blessing from that child. I will tell you categorically, like in this house, so many people have come to testify what God has done just because the children have prayed for them. Wow.
Like you look at this particular flat, is one military personnel, a highly placed personnel. He has been serving the country for so many years and he's just at the verge of retiring. And he couldn't find his file. And he came here crying. And you know what it means when his file is not found? He will just be dismissed without anything. All his years has gone down the drain. And he came here and the children actually prayed for him. It was just about 2 weeks. They called him. He found his file in Lagos. From according his file was found in Lagos. And you could tell, I don't know. And there's a couple also who came from they've married for 14 years. And the children prayed for them. They're currently having their children. And so many of them like that. So whenever you have a child with you, please don't abuse them. Yes, some of them come with a kind of challenge. Like for instance, in our home here, you don't know where they come from. Some of them are already traumatized. Some of them are having one challenge or the other. Now it takes patience and counseling and love to get them out of that challenge eventually. That is all they need. Though some of them it will take longer time to be able to come out of it, but then with patience and consistency, they will surely become better people. So because the trauma actually doesn't just disappear, it needs a substitute. You have to substitute that trauma with something else, something that will give them hope for tomorrow before they will be able to open up themselves. Now you see them behaving normally, or else they keep behaving the way they are behaving. So I think let's just take the opportunity to invest in them, because the best investment is the one you invest in someone who can pay you back. Because at the end of it all, you will see the fruit afterwards. Yeah.
So love and care is like a medicine.
It's just the most important thing. Yeah. Because when you give out this to a child who never had that from the beginning, just as I've said, I tell you, he will never forget it. Even if he is not able to pay you today, I assure you, someday he will pay it to your children. So you never can tell.
So please, viewer, treat every child on the street or wherever with love and care.
Absolutely.
Because it has a lot to do in their lives. And please, for every child, there is a miracle attached to them.
Absolutely.
And that miracle comes to you based on how you treat them. And if you treat them well, their prayers will actually help and work on your life. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
So you've been running this organization, you know a lot about, you know all the operations here. So what do you think will fall into place for this place to be better, 10 times better than how it is right now?
Oh, okay. Actually, currently we're having so many challenges. Just as we all know, school is just trying to resume. And we have a couple of boys who are not yet enrolled in school. And some of them have been at home for about 3-4 years due to financial challenges. Like the new boys, we need about 400 plus, I think 416,000 to enroll new boys. And those who have been in school, we have a couple of them already in school. and we need about 295,000 to enroll for them to go back to school. Because I think 2 days ago they were sent back to come for school fees, but they were able to talk to the school to allow them to see how God will open doors for us. Because I just have to say this clearly, this is a faith-based organization. We don't have any sponsor from anywhere. Nobody funds us. We trust God and God provides. And that is what the ministry has always been. It will shock you to know that this ministry has been in existence for about 3 decades now.
Wow.
Yes. But this particular center has been here for about 18 years here in Benue State. So, and God has been doing it. So I think that's one aspect that I think we really need assistance to make the home a better place. And secondly, they are having so many challenges, especially when it comes to their rooms. Yeah, I as a father, I don't like seeing clothes everywhere. So, but then due to challenges, they don't have wardrobe where to put their clothes or bags where to put things that are liquid. And again, the compound is actually looking rough because we use a lot of water and the place is just sandy. When they pour water on the floor, it will look very muddy. So it doesn't give you the good look. And when that is fixed, I think the home is going to look better than it is and better than it should, the way it should be. And it will tell about their personal hygiene too, you know. So, and a couple of things also, we, as a home, we're having challenge with the means of transportation. Yes, because usually we have invitations, we used to receive invitations from churches, organizations, or for programs out there where they will ask the children to come down just to participate, just as you listen to them sing.
Yeah,
they are just an amazing choir. So, and many other people have loved hearing them. So we always receive invitations, and that becomes a challenge, how to transport them to the place and stuff like that. And also, usually the ministry used to have an end of the year program in the headquarters. We have about, let me just say that we have about 10 orphanages. Yeah, in the middle belt. But by the grace of God, we are expanding, and we have close to 500 children under our care that we are completely responsible for them. What I mean by completely is that the way you take care of your own children in your house, that's how we take care of these children. Anything that comes into this home belongs to us till it reaches this level where we call it a reconciliation period, where he undergo all the programs we have in the home, and now he graduates. Then we reconcile him back to either his families or his relatives or whoever that brought him to us. So then that is the only time when we going to pardon the child. And so long as the child is here, every of his needs is our responsibility. So now that is why we spend a lot, because we don't only have a good number of children here. Yes. So I think that's another aspect that if that is attained to, we will really be grateful, and that will help in boosting the ministry. Like also the children, sometimes we go out for what we call sport outreach. Because some of them are very good in football.
Wow.
Yeah, some of them are very good in football, and some of them are very good in music. So we do go out for what we call sport outreach. Yeah, I think 2 months ago we were at this IDP camp in Makodi. We go out there, interact with the children there, play sports with them, and other things like that. At the end of the day, just share the gospel with them and come back home. And just for us, it's a way of teaching them what to do, how to be responsible, how to care for them. Despite the fact that they are less privileged, so as people see them, that doesn't mean that you can't help someone because you don't have enough. Yes, so that is the kind of knowledge you are giving them to them. Because the ministry is responsible in giving them 3 things at least. The first is disciple them into becoming godly children. The second thing is to make sure that they have education, because it's key to greatness to an extent. Then the last thing is the physical exercises, extracurricular activities. So these are the 3 basic things that the ministry runs in the home that helps in building them into the better people. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. As I said, thank you for letting God use you, take care of these kids.
Yeah.
Like, they are wonderful. The few time I've spent to them, I'm blessed.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, viewer, we'll have to stop here. But don't go away. We have lots and lots to bring to your viewing pleasure. So, this is the end of this episode. See you next week as we bring your way some of these children that will show what God has given to them. Some of them are in the field of singing, some of them play football, some of them dance, So we're bringing all of that to your viewing pleasure. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
Everyone has a story. Share your story with true story. Oh, cause no matter what you're going through, it's not the end. Behind the glory.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share as we bring your way interesting episodes for your viewing pleasure. I remain your host, Blessing Mnyim.
True story with Blessing Mnyim.